Hi everyone, welcome to the Oversharers podcast. My name is Colton.
And I'm Hava.
And today we have the Step Up Queen, Minnesota's finest.
She's not from Minnesota.
Fuck, I have to do that again.
Keep me in.
Minnesota's finest.
She's a Labor Day girl.
Okay, no, we're hating Delaware.
Delaware.
I'm Seattle.
Joe Biden is from Delaware.
Yeah, Joe
Biden. Jag har choked DMV vet du.
DMV.
I need Seattle by
Seattle. Seattle.
Seattle and Minnesota are very...
Well, I 3 hours away, but yeah. You know, it'd be nice to talk about like American versus UK Somalis, like the differences.
Let's do it. Please don't come for us, Tana Dylan.
No, I think
when we come, don't beat us up.
I realized this trip that Somalis everywhere were the same. I feel like we were all raised the same with a bit of an accent or like a twang.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think so. I think we've had the same like experiences in life, but it's like contextually it's like quite different as well.
No, but let me tell you guys something. Somalis in America, they're very ilbah compared to us. I'll be honest. Even like the parties, like yesterday my friend's getting married and I kept sending her videos from people like in Canada and America of how like they do the Donna show and like how they do their weddings.
Like
it's so nice. It's so
big.
Right?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, here.
They like hire halls for donuses.
It's so nice. And then like this one girl on TikTok, like she had like in her Donna, she had like these cubed, you know those cubes that we had recently at our friend's Donna shop and you could see inside?
Yeah.
And there was like gold in the tube. There was like an iPad. There was one with like diraya. It was just mad. I was like,
it's a big deal over there.
I feel like, I don't know if you guys experienced here with our hubbas, like I feel like they didn't have like, they weren't able to enjoy their 20s and like go out, so they're doing it now. Like a lot of hubbas are outside and like trying to do parties and like celebrating their daughters even more because they didn't get that experience. They're living through them. So it's
that's
like,
such a nice concept.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of hubbas are like, we see a lot more of like ashas and like haflado, but it's because like, the hubbas are doing it.
Yeah,
and like Allah Mubarak, I think here's a bit different. Like I don't know, like there Allah Mubarak, like a lot of women are like independent business owners, like, on their grind. Like a lot of single moms like raise like 5-6 kids on their own, like bosses, like Allah Mubarak, like own so much property and stuff like that. So mashallah, so I think they're doing really well for themselves, like in terms of that.
I feel like in America as well, it's like once you're in a disadvantaged situation, let's say for example you're a single mom, in America it's different. Like you have to basically work, right?
Yes.
And you've got to find a way out, whereas in the UK you've got like sort of, you know, like welfare, whatever, benefits.
The welfare's really sucked us dry in this country. Oh my god! Like, also,
but we have those things to lean on. Do you know what I mean? Which obviously makes us a little bit more complacent. But over there, they're like,
do you guys have welfare?
We do. Like people are on forms of it, but I think like it's not as like nice as
known.
Or it's not like you have to still work. Like some like Guriga, they'll help you pay your house, but you still have to pay for the apartment. You still have to bills and stuff like that. You get food stamps and stuff like that, but you still have to work and stuff. But I think like nowadays a lot of Somalis like would like to own a home because it's so hard. Like I remember growing up, like a lot of people don't let Somalis rent from them because there's too much kids. Like a lot of moms want daycare. They're like, no. So it's like better to own homes and like so you need to make a good income to own a home and stuff like that, or like make your very own. Also Somalis are entrepreneurial. They don't like working. Like, I don't know if it's here, but in America nobody works.
Really?
So like in Minnesota, I'm always like shocked. Like I have a
what do they do?
Yeah, what do they do?
Businesses like daycares, home cares.
Oh my
God,
this is what I'm saying, guys. Somalis in America are so
it's like more progressive.
Yeah, when I tell you, whenever I go there, my family makes fun of me because they're like, "What do you mean you have a work meeting? Like, solve brunch at 11? Like, they're just out."
No, I'm sorry. Have we? I told my mom ages ago, you immigrated to the wrong country.
I feel like we missed.
I would feel that way. Like sometimes when I come here, I'm like, it's so nice on holiday because my family's all from Europe. It's nice, I like it, but I'm like, I love America.
Do you feel like everything is smaller here though? Like homes are smaller, roads are smaller.
Like it's major inconveniences. That's how I'd say. Like, okay, let me tell you, my biggest ick has been your customer service.
Oh my god, really?
But like, why am I working? Like, I'm paying, like the hotel, for example. Like every time I ask them a question, they give me an answer that requires me to work for it. Like they're like, call that number, do that. Why? You're here.
Yeah, we do
like,
do that.
Come on now,
tell me.
Yeah, like, it's
do you know what? I'm so conditioned though. I feel like that's them helping me.
Yeah, like
I'm always like, please. I'm always begging.
Yeah,
I think someone who was like, Americans just give Karen, which I get, but I was like, what? I'm like
I was gonna say, I thought, well, you guys have like the Karens that are just.
But people there, like customer service, for example, like waiters, like, is there anything you want?
Because
like,
they want their tip.
They've got tips, yeah.
You lot tip it.
That's
no one
another
tips
thing.
here.
Okay, can we UK Somali's online stop talking about tip culture? Like when they start complaining about it, I'm like,
no, I'm telling you, the one time I went to America, you went on that flight with us. When we came back to go to New York, we were in the taxi coming from the airport. Yeah, this taxi took ages. We went there. We're getting off. We get to the hotel. When I first opened the door, I'm just seeing rats everywhere. I was disgusted. When we first came to the hotel, me and Hafsa, it was crazy.
What, rats in the hotel?
Rats outside the hotel,
yeah.
So then I'm taking my bags out, and the man's like, and we paid for the fare. And then he's like, "Are you not going to tip me?" I was like, "No." I said, "Are you mad? Why would I tip you?"
No,
and then he was like,
"It's a culture that you have to tip because you know what it is.
It was
They're
my
on
first-
they're on
they
like very
started shouting
minimal.
at
They're
me.
on like very minimal wages.
No,
like
I'm
let's say,
sorry. I already paid $54 to get me to the
yeah,
airport. I'm not tipping
I
you.
heard they're on like £3 an hour.
Anyway,
and
my
rely
man started-
on, and rely
That's a
on
lie.
tipping.
That's a lie.
Is
They're
it?
not £30 an hour. They're
Like waiters.
Like our minimum wage, for example, should be like 18, 20 someplace.
Right?
What?
That one's lying.
So I don't know what area, but New York is definitely high.
So as a base rate, they're getting $18 an hour.
When I was in high school, it was $15 an hour, and I graduated like 2016.
Obviously, there's been inflation.
Yeah, so it's a bit higher, and every
That's
year.
higher than us.
Yes, more.
My
than
first job,
But
I
like,
don't
you
get
know,
that
one
much.
thing
They made
think-
it seem like American, like
It's like the
hospitality
tip is where they get the money.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we overdo with their tip. Do you guys have like boba spots all kind? Like I'm standing, I ordered, they gave it to me, they still want me to tip them.
No.
Which I'm like,
And did you guys do that
Yeah,
though?
they
Do you
will
actually pay the tip?
I'm actually a victim of tip. Like my little cousins were yelling at me.
So
'cause
you
they
guys are
smile at
victim-
me and I go 15%.
Well,
Like
15%.
15, 20 is minimum, like 200,
Guys,
like it's weird.
after.
Yeah, I think we have it the worst. Like we're like forced to work in condition.
Yeah.
Even when I don't tip right now, I'll have the worst service of my life and I feel so bad that I didn't
No
tip.
way.
Oh my God, it's like a guilty
We
conscience.
take-
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna embarrass us. But if I didn't have a good time, I sometimes take out the service charge.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
Yeah,
paying
I
that.
saw people talking about that.
I'm
I
not
was
doing
shocked.
that.
I was shocked that
Unless you've been nice to me and you've actually offered. Like, why though? It's your job. The government pays
but
you
also
to stop.
there, like, انت هتجنني like انا Karen بقى if somebody
She said she's a Karen.
I'm a Karen. But like if I have a horrible experience, I will speak up and I'll probably get it for free.
Oh,
like,
valid.
Yeah.
And I
if
agree
have,
with
like,
that.
Food allergies and stuff like that. Like if they give me gluten or if they do something to me, I'm like, bro, what's going on? Or like hit haram with this, I'm like, if it means haram, I'm like, no. And
What's
then, they like give you, they'll apologize. Like that's the thing. America's so nice. The manager comes out, he formally apologizes. He goes, I'm so sorry, dessert's on now. It's like there's something you would like. Like they're so nice. And I'm like,
oh my God, people in the UK have to go
Never.
on social media to complain about restaurants where they've been poorly
Treated.
like
we had those. We have some of those too, but like for the most part, they come out and they're like apologetic, especially when it comes to like if it's like. Food, like they messed up your food or they messed up something like
fair.
Like,
but then also I think if you've got like certain allergies and stuff or like
No, they'll ask you though. They'll ask you about allergies and stuff.
but you know gluten's a difficult one.
Yeah,
they do.
weren't related to that song.
It's so annoying though sometimes because I think it's gluten free. When I have it, I feel it. Like when my stomach starts doing.
Have you got celiac?
No, I have Hashimoto's. It's an autoimmune condition, so I'm still sensitive to gluten as well.
Oh my
So my
God.
stomach starts like.
What's Hashimoto?
So my body attacks my thyroid.
Push that mic a little bit closer to you. So when you're relaxed,
Oh, okay.
it'll be closer
Okay,
as well.
perfect. It's my body attacks my thyroid, so it's basically I have hypothyroidism. I don't know if you know what that is. Underactive thyroid.
Underactive.
Yeah,
TikTok,
so it's
yeah.
slow. So I'm really fatigued when I have a flare up. Constipation, sometimes hair loss, like eyebrow hair loss, glitter, nails, cold. The main everyone's symptoms are a bit different. The one that hits me the most is my temperature's off. So like
So if it's like hot outside.
Yeah, like okay, like for example, where I live, it's like 90 degrees. Like that's like 35, 40 Celsius. I think I'm assuming it's hot. It's really hot. That's because they're like burning, and I'm like content. Like one day I was outside, like in my courtyard, I was like vibing. I said, this weather's so perfect. I look, it was 90 something. I said, I'm gonna die. Let me go inside.
That's insane.
But because for me, like I run more colder, so like I don't know, I get really cold. The heater's always on in my house.
Do you have iron deficiency?
No, so it's my thyroid.
Oh,
that's the issue.
I see. Because it's quite similar, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of like my symptoms, you think it's iron, and then the other issue I have is like weight gain's another thing that people with thyroid have. So like it's harder for us to lose weight. It's easier for us to gain weight.
Yeah.
Heavy periods, painful periods. The issue with all the symptoms is yes, I can see that as my thyroid. It pisses me off because I go to the hospital, especially with an autoimmune condition, they automatically blame your autoimmune condition.
Yeah, for
like,
everything.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, do more research. Like, I need,
Yeah.
like, let's figure it out. They're like, you're thyroid. So it's annoying.
So have you had it all your life, or did you feel like, when did you discover that?
2017, so like second year of university, I got really sick. So alhamdulillah, my whole life I was really healthy. I was active. Like, I just full of life. And then like I just started like being so fatigued. Like alhamdulillah, I was never those girls who had iron issues, so I didn't require like a million naps, but I started like napping all day and I still would feel tired. My stomach was always hurting and I like gained a bit of weight and I was like, okay, this is odd. But my main thing was the fatigue. I was like, I wasn't able to study, and brain fog. So like abnormal brain fog, like I'm forgetful. I can't remember anything. I wasn't able to study as much. Like,
oh my god,
I feel like I need to go and get my thyroid checked.
A lot of
Colton is a hypochondriac.
No, I'm not a hypochondriac, but some of the things that you're describing remind me of me.
Yeah, you should get it checked. Well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
How do they check it? How do they check for it though? Did they check
blood work? So ask for a full thyroid panel, because sometimes they check it and they go, it's normal, but they need to check the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
because I'm sure I've had like a thyroid blood test before.
When I like, it's so funny. So when I got diagnosed, the doctor looked back at my health history and she was like, oh wow, like you've always been on the brim. Like they were just basically waiting for the numbers to go and like to officially diagnose me. But technically I got diagnosed in November, but in May I had my yearly, you guys say physical or like yearly checkup.
Yeah.
And there somebody should have called me to let me know that like my thyroid was off, but they didn't, or like some miscommunication. So I went like 6-7 months of no medication, just like getting more and more sick. So when I went, they were like, she called me panicking. You know, it's also funny.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if you guys have the same thing, but in America, like especially as Black women, the doctors don't really believe us. Like you have to fight and advocate for yourself and beg for
it's the
anything.
same here.
Yeah. So I remember I went and I was like, hey, like I looked this up. I have all the symptoms basically. And she's like, I don't think you have it, but like for your peace of mind, we'll run some tests for you.
I hate that. I'm fuming right now.
Also, I'm sorry, we're paying for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you
You're
doing
actually
the most?
paying for that? It's not even NHS.
I was going to say, we don't really have a leg to stand on. We're pushy, but we have to be pushy.
Yeah,
and you guys are paying for it.
And then like she was like, for your peace of mind. I was like, yeah, please. I'm begging basically. I'm like,
I'm paying for this.
Yeah, please, like run my labs. And she ran it. Like, let's say I did it Tuesday. Wednesday I was at school. She called me panicking because my levels were so bad.
Oh
and she's like, she's like, you need to start medication. Meet with a specialist. Like, please.
I bet you do.
And I was like, okay, like thank you. I knew something was wrong. Like it's not normal for me, and that's like something I always promote online and stuff like that, because I feel like yes, the doctors study this, but you know your body the best. Especially for me now, I always tell my doctors, I'm like, respectfully, I'm the expert in my body. I'm telling you, I don't feel well. You need to do something about this. And if they say no, I say document that you said no for these tests. So in 2 months, 3 months, if I'm really sick, they can tell that it was your negligence.
Yeah.
And doctors get scared about that because they're like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But well, it's better to be safe than sorry. Like even if they find out that nothing's wrong, alhamdulillah, like we're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what a woman told me once? She was like, even if they do a test and they see that there's nothing wrong, push for it. Not another test, but something else.
Yes.
Like if, let's say for example, it could be one thing, and they do like, I don't know, they do like a, what's it called, an ultrasound.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they find nothing in the ultrasound, then they're like, oh no, you need to push for another like camera-esque type test, like something that will catch it, like what's it called? What's the one I'm thinking about?
Endometriosis.
You know the procedure where they put the camera down your mouth?
Yes.
She was like, push for one of those, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I
also,
can be
you know what
bothered.
people don't talk about, especially like at the ages we're in right now, like 30s, like 20s, you're so busy. Like I don't have time to be fighting my doctor to take care of me. Like,
exactly.
like I just need to come to you, do what you gotta do, let me know I'm healthy and I'm alive, and then move on.
I wish that they had also the foresight to be like, oh, okay, like if that didn't work, let's try something else.
Yes.
Like they won't do that. They'll just completely shut it off.
Yeah.
You have to go and ask.
Yeah. In February, I was dealing. Okay, this is actually people are gonna know like I'm the problem. But in February, my heart started hurting, and I said, "Inna lillahi." I'm 25, bro. What's going on?
Oh my God, that's so scary.
Yeah, I was so scared, and then I was like, okay, but I ignored it. I was like, okay, let's give it another day. And the second day it happened, but then like my family had a taxi, so I was like, inshallah, I'll deal with it after the taxi. And then it happened again. I was like, oh, so I go to the doctor, and another thing is I over exaggerate, like because they're not gonna believe me. So
you
I
have
to. All of the pain's like a
So,
6. You have to
Somali
act like
you're
you're
dying.
I'm like, ooh, I couldn't. Like I had to get off work today. Like, what's going on? And then my doctor, she was like, okay. She ran a few tests. Like she didn't even run a few tests. She checked. She's like, oh, you're okay. Like maybe it's like heartburn. I was like, no, it's not heartburn. I know what heartburn is.
Oh, they're taking the mix.
Yeah.
She's trying to say it's lullaby.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, it might be this, whatever. She stopped drinking coffee, and I was like, coffee has never caused this for me. Like I was like, it's not my anxiety. I was like pushing back, but she's like, it's okay. And then she reassured me, to be honest. I said, okay, alhamdulillah. I told my friends, I told you guys, it was just my anxiety. I'm okay, because my friends were pushing me to get it checked out. Because your heart is really scary.
Serious.
And then I spoke to my other doctor, And she was like, no, like she needs to be running all these tests. Like, but she like wrote it all out for me. And so I called back and I said, there was a major negligence. I said, what's going on? My doctor said, all this is missing. I had to make me take
I love your Karen Nimmo.
She had me do a stress test, and it was so funny. Look at you go, and they're like 60, 70. He's like taking this weird hard test, and I'm in line for it, and everybody's looking at me. Like, oh, yeah. The nurse even was
ECG,
like, yeah, a bunch of. The lady was like, I don't think you need this. I was like, I do. You don't understand, girl. I'm having heart pain. And then at the end, it was heartburn. She was right.
Oh my God. No, that's embarrassing.
No,
that's embarrassing.
But you know what?
But you
shows how much you have to advocate
No,
for
but I
yourself.
love my life, and people always like.
And sometimes, like you have to, like your intuition is never wrong usually, and like you felt your body, you felt like something was wrong, something was definitely like off. You went to get it checked out. That's what they're there for.
That's the whole and you know what's the piss take? You're actually paying.
Yeah, I paid a lot of money for that too. I was pissed. I said,
run me my money back.
No, but also I always tell, subhanAllah, I help a lot of young women like in their early 20s, early 30s, like just became moms, stuff like that. The pain when they go through their symptoms, I'm like, babes, like get it checked out. What's going on? Like, why are you like okay with this pain? Like, I can't go to sleep at night. I have this. I haven't been able to move. Like, I feel really. I'm like, whoa. Like, like my bowel movements are abnormal. I'm like, get it checked out. It's better to be safe than sorry. SubhanAllah. Like, I had a friend of mine who I don't know if I can share this, but essentially she was having abnormal periods, and I was like, that's not normal, you should get it checked out. And when she did it, subhanAllah, they found out it was cancer. So she had a cervical cancer, which I was so like shocked by.
Biggest nightmare.
But I think when we think a lot of times we're young, nothing's gonna happen. Like this part of
I know, but something like you would never link something as normal as an abnormal period. You would just think that that's probably the worst case scenario.
But I think we've been like conditioned as women to like deal with pain and like not take things
like be
as
resilient.
serious. Yeah, it's like if your period's not normal, go speak to a doctor. If you feel abnormal, if you feel like you can't go to sleep.
Boy, my periods ain't been normal for a while. Let's go get that checked.
Yeah, it's important. And I think a lot of times when I'm a holistic health coach, and so a lot of times when I coach women, alhamdulillah, we get them in the best lifestyle ever. They're always like, wow, this is what you're talking about. And like they become obsessed with how they feel. Because like I think yes, like you know, you lose weight, you look good, but like you need to feel amazing too. There's a lot of skinny people who feel horrible. I'm one of them. Sometimes depending on my thyroid's like acting up. I'm flat. And from the outro, people probably think I'm the healthiest, but it's like no, like I have an autoimmune condition. Sometimes like I'm not healthy. You know what I mean? But you need to feel and look amazing. Like alhamdulillah, I'm obsessed with how I feel because I'm like, I like raha. Like I want to wake up and I'm be like, alhamdulillah, I'm good. I'm not like I'm 20.
You know what it is? I feel like a lot of us are so conditioned to like accept feeling, like just accept the symptoms that we have. Like I remember being in like, I would say like in my early 20s, and I was so healthy, like there was nothing wrong with me. And the moment I started having kids, the moment I hit my mid-20s, I'm having like random pains, aches, anemia, balaya, and it's just like you never had to experience that before. And like I personally didn't know what to do to take care of myself because I was always so healthy. So like now you've got to like start taking all these like just too much. It's too much sometimes.
It's overwhelming too.
It is overwhelming.
It's also like the food. Like I think
like
your
GMO
food
is actually mad. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
Another thing is some people are so conditioned. He's conditioned again to like feeling shitty that they don't know what it feels like to feel better, to feel better than that. So like the minute they start taking some supplements, they're like, oh shit, is this how I'm supposed to be feeling?
Awake.
Yeah, like alive. I have energy.
I'm not sad when I wake up.
I always on my TikTok, like the main trends people see is I always talk about protein. Like please like start off your morning with a heavy protein breakfast. And I've had a few people, like some girl was like, I'm not gonna lie, when you're talking about it, I was like, whatever, she's capsized. She did it for like during Ramadan, and like after Ramadan for like a month, she said, I've never felt more amazing. She's like, the stuff I do at work, like my brain, just the energy I have. I said, I've been telling, I don't lie. Like,
I'm not lying. What you think is
but like it's insane, like small tweaks you can do in your routine, you feel 10 times better. And it's like subhanAllah, like I think that's why a lot of people when they're into health and fitness, people look at us like we're creeps, but we're like, we feel amazing. We we want everyone to get this high off life. Like I think like as Muslims, yes, like there's a hereafter, but we're only in this dunya once. Like
it's a short time. Like let's at the very least feel good internally.
Listen, we started exercising recently. I haven't exercised in ages. Colton's actually really healthy.
I haven't exercised in ages.
You've stopped recently. But anyway, we both started our little health journey. We've been doing our little 30k walks. Actually, we did 30k once. I couldn't go back again. We'll talk about that in a minute. It finished me.
That was. Do you know what happened? Basically, me and Harder created the Step Up Like, off the back of, do you know what I mean?
Everyone was
doing it.
You know what? Let's all do this together, Oversharers.
We said we get the Oversharers girls on it. We sent them the code. Cool. On the first day, me and Holder were like, there's no way that we cannot be in the top 10.
Don't take the piss.
Little did we know, there's people that have been doing Step Up. That's like...
I'm seeing 40k already. I said, Colton, I just came back from work. I'm on 10k.
We said it's the first day. We need to, do you know what I mean? It's the first day and it's our group. We have to show up and show out.
Do you know what I mean?
So no, you guys are better than me. When I created mine, I was like, people were like taunting me, like, bro, what's going on with you? You did this. I said, it's 9 a.m. here. Why are you at 30k? Like,
no, but there's people that at the end, I did 31. She was like number 2, which is really good.
There
and
was
then
one
this
girl.
Is it the girl? Somebody told me on TikTok that there's a soccer player or like a football player.
Yeah,
for
that's
you
like on 100k.
Yeah, and
I
I
get
said
that. That's BS. I'm so sorry. She put it on.
I don't
she
believe
put it on the
that
treadmill.
either.
Yeah, those people pissed me off because they ruined it for everyone else.
There's another girl that did 80k that same night after, and I was like, "You Americans, what are you eating?"
If they're American, they didn't do that. I'll tell you right now.
But also, it's not sustainable.
It's impossible.
I was like, "How? Where?"
If they do it one day,
and don't you guys drive everywhere?
and let's say
Where?
they're cheating.
Like the days I was getting 30k, I had to be on my feet all day like an unwell person.
Yeah, the day I
Yeah.
got 40k, I didn't stop.
Yeah.
For like
Like
5
the whole
hours.
day.
Yeah, it's like multiple, like 30k, like you have to do an hour walk in the morning, an hour at evening, and then be on your feet all day. Like,
Shakalaan, I'm telling you,
I
I'm
clocked
telling
out at 5 p.m. from 5 till 11.
Were we not running?
We didn't
outside
stop.
our house.
We said no,
I
not
said,
today.
I said, Satan.
But I think either they're definitely cheating. I'm not gonna lie. If you're seeing 80, 100k, they're either they're cheating and it's not sustainable. You can't do that every single day.
I wonder how much somebody was like the football girl, like I wonder a 2-hour game, how long?
No, they don't run that much.
Yeah, they
Come
don't.
on, run me my money. That's
Yeah,
no way. That's
like running
the
and walking, like
so
it's the
different.
same.
Yes.
But let's go back to us being healthy.
Yes.
So we started regularly exercising. I'm basically on my 2nd month now, and I've never how do I explain it? My body was so stuck together. Like I couldn't even do basic stretches. I was telling Colton I can finally bend over properly, guys. Awkward, no madness. But anyway. I can touch my toes. It was just crazy. I was like, what exercise can really do for you?
Yes.
So it just brought me back to the point when you were like, when you feel good, like you feel actually good. Like it's like they're not lying.
Yeah.
A calorie deficit works and some exercise.
Yeah. Also, subhanAllah, like I was, Islamically speaking, like a healthy morning routine, all that, it's in our sunnah, but also all the innovative, like high achieving people, they have a great relationship with like morning routine. Like they're healthy, they work out, they eat right, because that's how they're able to come up with some great ideas or in routine. If you're sleeping at 3 a.m., waking up at night, you're groggy, you're out of it, you haven't ate breakfast. Whenever I go into those routines, whenever I'm like traveling or like busyness, I'm just like, my body's like, what is going on? It's insane.
But you know what? It's so hard to
Continue.
to not have a good sleep routine. I don't know how people do it. People that are able to go to sleep by 10 and wake up at 6. I don't know how they do it.
It's discipline, baby. I don't know how they do it.
It's hard. What time's your Isha throws us off in the summer?
Yeah.
I think
The
this
summer-
period is
summer
hard.
hours
I'm
is
not gonna
difficult.
lie.
But I mean, like even in the winter, I'm
binge watching.
Do you know what? I just get really tempted to stay up and watch that one extra episode of whatever I'm watching, and then it becomes 2, then 3.
I think also with the like a 9 to 5 job makes it hard because you don't have alone time with yourself, and I think at night is the only time where you're able to like finally like breathe and just be by yourself and like
and just be yourself.
Yeah, something that has helped me is like right after work, I like to go to work out, and then I'll take like a deep brief walk or something, and I just watch my shows or something like that on the treadmill, or even just chill. And then by 9 I like prompt myself like an hour and a half before I want to go to bed. I start getting ready for bed because I think we all lie to ourselves. We're like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep, but it's like you're not gonna go to sleep. So 9, start putting that show on, start cleaning up.
I know, but people are like, I was talking to people at work about this, and they were like, oh, you know, blue light just before you go to sleep is really bad for you. And I was like, blue light from where? She was like, your phone and the TV. And I'm like,
can you stop?
Can I like?
You can
People
change
like
your
that
iPhone.
piss me off because they make
Yellow
it so
light.
hard. Because I feel like if someone's trying to go to sleep, just tell them, just go to turn off your phone 20 minutes before, like 10 minutes before. But why make it so hard? Like now I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I'm just gonna get on my phone.
but then I think they clock off. They like get in bed at like 9 p.m. Not gonna lie.
Oh, that's so smart.
But are they old? Are they old?
No.
You know what they do? Something that has been helping, magnesium glycinate. If you take that at night, like a little bit before.
Is that what people are rubbing on their feet?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, and the little sleepy mocktail.
Yeah,
that's what they add to it. I am
Does that
lazy.
work?
I have like the gummy, or I just take the pill, or I have multiple. What do you get? If you guys see my,
God, I want to see how wholesome you are.
Yeah, I do. When my friends come over, like depends what issues you have. I'm like, okay, let's
Let's
give
go.
you this.
Let's do a little pharmacist.
Yeah, little
That's
herbalist
it. We're going to Ahlaam's house.
Yeah, but magnesium glycinate helps a lot. My mom was like struggling with sleep and stuff like that, and then like I put her on. She has the best sleep ever. Her and my dad like bought it, and they were like, wow, like it's amazing. Because a lot of us are deficient in magnesium, and you need it for like the adequate sleep. There's another brand that I really love. I don't know if you guys have it here. Stress Relief by Sakun Gummies. That gummy, okay, let me tell you something. It's a bunch of like a concoction of like.
You sure it's not drugs?
No, I think it is.
Are you getting high? What's going on here?
No, because everyone I know in my life, when they have it, they go, no, what's going on? Best sleep of your life, like best sleep.
I
of your
am
life.
getting it now.
Sakun Gummies.
Put it in that. Put it in my notes.
Stress Relief by Sakun. It's on Amazon. When I tell you best sleep
Say
ever,
wallahi.
guess what happened? Have you guys ever heard of Snappy? It's like the Somali conference. I was speaking at it last year, and my friends were all at the hotel. And you know how Somali people, I was in that bathroom, and one of my homegirls started giving everyone the stress relief gummies because she said, oh, it's going to calm us down before the event. And these people all came to the event drowsy. And they're like, what the hell?
That's what I need.
How do you spell Sakun?
Sakoon.
Oh, okay.
That has been amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
6-in-1 stress relief gummies.
I'm gonna buy an hour. What was
That
I gonna say? What is your advice to girlies with gut problems? Like, what is the perfect routine that you would say? And my second question is, do you agree with intermittent fasting?
Okay, I'll answer your first question. I think everyone needs to like stop overcomplicating health, because I think when we think of gut health, we're like, oh, I have to eat a bunch of veggies all day. I have to like remove this, remove that. Like I remember I was asking one of my friends, I was like, when you think about what it means to be healthy, what do you have to change? They listed out so much stuff, and I was like, that is even overwhelming for me. Like I don't even do half the stuff you do. But I think you need to stop overcomplicating it. Like having a good night's sleep is great for your gut health. Waking up and going on a quick walk is great for your post-digestive walks are amazing for your gut health. Like there's some things that naturally you do almost daily, but you don't know that it's for your gut health. So you feel guilty and stuff like that. But I would say like the number one tip, I would say sleep, because I'm telling you right now, like sleep controls so much about it, our like bodies and everything like that. And I think, I don't know if Somalis here, but in America, a lot of Somalis have a lot of gut issues because they have like undiagnosed like gut issues. So like you need to go to the doctor and run some tests. Like if you're always nauseous,
I have a chronic pain in my lower abdomen. It's been there for years.
Get that checked out, because there's this like
I've been trying.
Yeah, there's this virus that a lot of Somalis, whenever they get checked out, they have it. It's called H. pylori.
Yeah. I had it.
Yes, it comes back too.
Oh, well, this is the thing. I had it. I did the antibiotics. It went away. They did another test and it went away. But the pain still stayed. So I was like, what's going on?
Because I remember I got it, and then they gave me the medication. I got sick with the medication. They gave me another form of medication, but I had to go back to check it wasn't there. But it can come back. It can come back.
I don't think.
And it's also contagious. When people go back home to smiling, like you can get it from them.
They bring it back.
Yeah, so that's one I'm always like, go to the doctor, just run some tests and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna tell them. Do you know what I had? I had like, they did an ultrasound just to make sure it wasn't anything. So there's nothing in the ultrasound. And then the lady that did the ultrasound was a Muslim woman, and she was like to me, Kultorn, make sure you ask for the camera test.
Yeah.
But I didn't get around to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
Maybe we can do that. Maybe we should do that next time.
Yeah, that's my, like, but you know what? It actually takes a lot of energy for me to beef my GP. Like, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah,
it's too much work.
Especially
so
if you let go and then come back to it.
Yeah.
They're like, it wasn't that painful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but there were times where I've been like lying in bed, and it's usually when I'm idle. I don't feel it when I'm like walking around. It's just
distracted.
It's just when I'm lying in bed.
Yeah,
so I'm like, there'll be times I'm lying in bed and I'm like, oh my God, I just want to go to A&E right now. But then A&E will be like, you have to go.
Bad?
Yeah, it used to get really bad.
Okay.
That's not normal.
I know, and I can feel it right now.
Maskina.
Okay, take you A&E
let's go to the hospital together.
Look, you got Karen now. She can help you.
My
No,
accent,
honestly,
I'm gonna get out.
my next like plan of action is to go back to the GP, like to psych myself to go back to the GP and like ask for that test.
Yeah, to see.
No, you need to be crying.
I would
That's
say
what
like,
I do
and then I kept
sometimes.
thinking, oh, if I fix my gut health, then it might make it better. But then like,
sometimes it's not even your gut health. You just actually have to get. You might have a virus. You might have
it could
something.
be an ulcer. I thought it was an ulcer.
ulcer. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
Gastry, that's what they say.
Gastry.
Yeah. I think the main thing that has done wonders for my gut health is also eating cleaner. I think a lot of times when we think about our diet, subhanAllah, especially Somali girls, okay, like I think this is the typical Somali girl diet. In America, I think it's here, morning coffee, some type of sugary drink, a nice chai, a nice coffee with a pastry, and they go the whole day without eating. So like they'll just be at work, boom, 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 and then at night they'll just have one big meal, or they'll just like
That's
binge.
literally so typical.
Literally all of us.
So it's like no nutrients, like there's nothing. You're like the whole day, and a lot of times, a lot of us are under eating too. Like a lot of my clients that come, the ones who want to lose weight, gain weight, everyone's under eating.
Yeah.
And we don't really like do a good job of like having any veg. Like if you
like
were to count
eating.
daily how much veggies you get, you probably get like nothing. Fiber is also so important. I think America and the UK are similar, but a lot of people are like not having fiber, which is why like there's a lot of cancers on the rise, and like fiber is so important, and you have to get that through your veggies. So I would say in the morning, the number one thing you can do for your gut health and your just health in general is start off with a protein-packed meal, but also fiber-dense, because I think your morning sets the standard. If you have a healthy, big breakfast, like you're kind of like in a good, like lunch will be good, dinner will also be good. But if you start your morning with like a croissant and like a sugary drink, like you're done for this day. I love coffee too, but have food with it.
But people saying, oh, like you shouldn't have coffee on an empty stomach.
Yes.
Because it can cause further inflammation.
Yeah. Like I just have it with your morning breakfast.
When you say like a protein-rich breakfast, do you mean like eggs?
It can be a lot of things. You could do cottage cheese, eggs, oatmeal, a protein shake.
And then when you say fiber,
fiber rich. I like to add berries, yogurt. Greek yogurt is so amazing for your gut health and everything. Coconut yogurt as well. Berries.
I bought a full fat Greek yogurt today.
That's amazing. And it's like a
like
bowl of that.
There.
I don't know if it's. I think it's similar, but back home it's like 19 grams of like per serving, like 19 grams of protein. Sometimes like
it's really high.
It's nice. Great for your gut health, like probiotic, amazing. Like yogurt is my favorite. I have like my yogurt obsessions, and like the past 3 months I've been on a yogurt and cottage cheese kick. Like,
ooh, don't know about cottage cheese. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell you.
Do you know if you put cottage cheese, you know when you put cottage cheese in
salmon?
No, in eggs, you can mix it with your like scrambled eggs. Apparently, it's really nice.
Yeah, scrambled eggs. Also, if you like, it depends what kind of. There's some people who wake up in the morning they're like, I don't want to eat ham. I don't care. It's like, okay, something light, like a smoothie. Like when I don't have an appetite, I'll make a protein shake. Like, and you always want to have a protein powder that's clean and gut friendly. Because I think when people say gut friendly, it's like you should be the number one rule I tell everyone to follow is if you can't read a label and you don't understand it, your body also can't understand it. Like you should be able to read a label and be like, all these ingredients make sense. Like why am I reading like big fancy science words? Like what's going on?
Emulsifiers.
Yeah, like whoa, like you know what I mean. A lot of the protein powders I promote, like for example, Happy Viking, I love. It's stuff I can read. I understand it. Like it's a superfood blend. I'm literally reading
it's like Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods. Everything makes sense. It's pea protein blend. I know exactly what that is. But like other things, I'm like the ones that are like Fruity Pebble for some crazy cinnamon toast crunch. I'm like, that screams cancer. I'm not going near that.
No, but sometimes I just love it. You know, like my number one breakfast food, and it's been like honestly. Okay, the question that I want to ask is, how do you break out of like unhealthy food habits? Because you know, one thing that I do is I always reach for the same foods, and that's probably why I'm probably deficient in certain nutrients, because I just eat the same things.
What's your breakfast?
What's your breakfast?
Oh, I ask for my breakfast
because you said it.
Okay, so my go-to breakfast is usually an omelette in a cinnamon raisin bagel, with a bit of barbecue sauce, a bit of cheese, and a cup of coffee.
What's wrong with that? Oh my god, I wouldn't do barbecue.
Yeah, not a lot of people are into barbecue sauce, but some people like mayonnaise. Do you know what I mean? I like barbecue sauce.
That's good.
Barbecue sauce lower calorie than mayonnaise, by the way.
For
you guys listening.
I hate barbecue. I think some things are childish. Barbecue is disgusting to me.
Oh my god, you guys just don't like once you taste the cheese mixed with the barbecue, it's so nice. Really? But yeah, it's not like the first sauce that people think of when they want to add a sauce.
You know what I think when I think of like how to have healthy habits? I think stop thinking about removing but adding. So like let's talk about what you can add to your morning breakfast. Like maybe like your eggs, add some spinach. Like
I look forward to that breakfast.
No, but spinach, you just add a little bit of spinach. You won't taste it like that.
True. Or like blueberries on the side.
Yeah, on the side. Like
I thought your breakfast was quite healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's pretty healthy.
It's all right. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the bagels isn't the best bagels. It's just like the standard Warburtons or like, the New York bagels.
Yeah, or like you can like maybe get whole wheat bagels.
So I tried sourdough for a bit. You know,
sourdough's really good.
Sourdough. I really like sourdough bread, but I get bored of it.
I think what you can add, but also like adjusting. So let's say you really, really love like having this like pasta dish, like maybe like swapping or adding more veggies to your pasta sauce, like like portion controlling. I think that's another thing where a lot of people go wrong with food. Like you're eating fairly healthy, your portions are just off. Yeah, you have more carbs than protein. You don't have any veg. You just have to like, and something like.
But you always think the carbs are gonna fill you up when it's the protein that fills you up.
The other thing is like sometimes like I don't think it's healthy for people to always having a scale and like measure their food and stuff like that. half your plate, make it veg. Like, let it be steamed vegetables, like a side salad, a quarter protein, a quarter carb, and like a little bit of sauce.
I mean, like, I feel like with like lunches and dinners, I'm okay. It's just I've had the same breakfast.
The breakfast is okay. If you have a hyperfixation on breakfast, that's good. Your breakfast, from what it sounds like,
person,
maybe have like blueberries.
I'm sorry, you got ADHD.
I'm the same now. 3 months straight, I'll have the same breakfast, and then one day I'll wake up and I'm like, this is the nastiest thing ever.
This is disgusting. Yeah, I need to change this.
Like, cottage cheese has been my thing.
But honestly, Ahlaam, like, I'll go to the shop and I'll buy all these nice ingredients of things that I want to make. Like today, I bought the bloody yogurt, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have granola tomorrow. I know I'm not having granola tomorrow.
You want your eggs?
Because I'm in the habit of having that breakfast. But I need to
maybe like on the weekends,
diversify.
Diversify. Yeah, maybe like. You can add vegetables to the eggs that you're making, like mushrooms, spinach,
sometimes I do,
peppers.
So nice. What about intermittent fasting?
I'm not a fan of intermittent fasting for a lot of reasons. But I was reading a paper, and it was saying that how intermittent fasting was actually tested on men before women, and like all the great things were on men. And so, like, it doesn't do the same for women.
It's not compatible.
It doesn't work for us.
Yeah, it doesn't really work for us. Especially if you have, like, hormonal issues like PCOS, like thyroid, like...
Especially, like, I agree with the hormone. Because whenever I do it, because I've been doing intermittent fasting for a month now, but I feel like your body, number one, gets used to it, which isn't good, because then it's not really doing what you need it to do in terms of whatever. And then the second thing that I wanted to say was... now it's gone. Hormones. So when I'm on my period, and let's say my period's coming 2 weeks from now, my hunger levels are high. I'm a bit more aggressive. What's called PDD is up there. PMDD. I don't think intermittent fasting works then, because you're like, your body like needs nutrients, and like you're stopping.
Also, you know, the week before your period, you're actually burning much more calories, and same on your period, which is why you're more hungrier. You require more energy, and I think. Most girls that I know, like, I would love to do some research on this, but, like, most are under eating. They're not eating enough. So when they do intermittent fasting, it's even lessening this, which is why they start binging, and they, are, like, just start eating like crazy. Yeah, because they're like, oh, my God, I have to eat through this, da-da-da. But it's like, no, you shouldn't have that relationship with food. I think, like, I'm not a fan of it, personally, because from what I see is, like, somebody skips breakfast, but then they'll, like, go crazy at night, and then now they're, like, fatigued and tired, and, like,
you're, like, fighting with the little cupboard with all your snacks in it.
Literally. It's crazy.
I also think as humans, we don't like limitations, and I think, naturally. But yeah, for women, I think, like, another thing that I would advise to girlies is to literally learn your cycle and, like, cycle syncing and, like, better understanding, like, what part of your cycle you're on. Because sometimes I think we think we're crazy. You're not. Your period's coming, babes. Like, or, like, you're really hungry and, like, you start, like, limiting. But it's like your period's coming. You require more energy. You're burning more calories. Like, have a little bit more.
Because, you know, there's, like, parts of your cycle where you can eat what you normally eat and it feels filling, but then when your period's coming, it's not filling you up. You just want to eat again and again.
Yeah. Also, even working out, like, I used to have really horrible periods, like painful periods, and then when I started cycle syncing and just better understanding, like, when I could do specific workouts, like, I like to go on a run maybe twice a month, and I usually do it, like, right after my period, during my ovulation. I'm gonna have a lot of energy. I'm energized. I want to go on a run, do the HIIT workout then. But the week before my period, no. Like, I don't do any HIIT because I know it's gonna kill me on my period. Same with my period. I like to take it easy, go on walks, do yoga, do Pilates. Like, don't overexert yourself, because, like, you'll feel it. You know what I mean? And it's okay to, like, have moments of rest. And I think it's really sad, but, like, you know, the 9 to 5 in the cycle, like the corporate cycle, and the, like, just the capitalistic world we're in, it was designed for men because their hormones recycle every 24 hours, whereas us is every 28 days. So, like, we're not supposed to be go all the time. There has to be moments
to chill.
Like,
listen, the way men can just go and have the same hormones for the rest of their lives, it's just, I'm so jealous. You don't understand. I feel like when I hit mid-20s, like, my periods, that's when I really started feeling it emotionally. I feel like I'm the craziest person ever. I have to communicate with everyone. I'm like, hey, it's the week before my period. Thoughts will be crazy. Like, overthinking is at an all-time high. I honestly think I'm gonna die. Like, it's bad. It's mad. And before, for me, it used to be like a week, and now it's like 2 weeks before my period. I am messed up.
And you're more hyper-aware.
I'm so hyper-aware. I'm overthinking. And then my period comes, still a bit there. The last, I think the week after my period is my happiest week. That's when I feel good. I'm happy. I'm thinking. It's like I'm my best self.
I think when you figure out your cycle, like, those weeks do, like, a lot of, like, your strategy meetings. Like, I like to schedule, like, some things, like, literally meetings, some important meetings, I, like, move it around because I'm like, I'll be depressed. I'll just be like, I can't do that. But it's like, after my period, I'm like, I'm ready for the president of the United States today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the world's my oyster. So I think it's important to know, like, where you are in your cycle and, like, schedule your workouts and, like, schedule your foods and stuff like that. Like, during my time of the month, during my period, I like to have, like, steak, like have more like suqat, for example, have more greens, just because I'm losing a lot of blood, so I just need to like, you know, nourish myself. For my period, I also like to stop iced drinks. I don't know if you guys have this issue, but like back home, like we like iced lattes and stuff like that, but like it's not good. Like you want to have like warm food, especially during that time of the month. So I'll have like a warm coffee. I don't like to have, for me, the coffee causes a lot of cramps. I love coffee, except my period week, because it causes me the cramps. It makes my cramps worse. But I'll have like a hot tea, hot chai, or something like that. But it's the small adjustments you make, and subhanAllah, you will know. The other number one thing people don't talk about when it comes to any type of health is stress. Yeah. Especially when you like, I think in your 20s, you need to figure out how to stress manage. Like, how do you like deal with your stress? How do you process your emotions? Like, what are you doing? Are you writing it out? Are you journaling? Are you in therapy?
Talk about it, because you know the way you process your emotions. I feel like, and I'm not going to make this about me, but before I learned to like speak about my emotions or like write them down, drink. I used to really internalize everything to the point where like I felt like it was affecting me physically. I would be so stressed. I feel like my heart is like in my throat. You can feel your blood pressure, and it's because like you're not putting that stress somewhere else. You're not like vocalizing in another way. So it's so crazy.
Especially as Somali women, I think, subhanAllah, I was talking yesterday during my walk, a sister and me were talking about this, but I think Somali women are like trained to always be resilient, like help your family, like don't talk back to your parents, for example, even if you disagree with them, which like there's forms of communicating with them, and then like you get married, and now you're like doing everything for your husband's family and him, and like you just don't know what you want sometimes, or like even communicating it, and like you're, even as women, we're told not to, like, you're delusional, you're too, like, you're dramatic, people will shut you down, and all that, like you're just like holding it, and you just burst one day. And sometimes it shows up in disease, like subhanAllah, a lot of Somali moms now are being diagnosed with, you know, decut hypertension, diabetes,
psychosis,
and stress is like, you know, psychosis is another one. Like stress is like plays a vital role. A lot of them don't know how to sleep right, like they don't know how to take care of themselves, because sadly, like they went from taking care of their families and then having a family of their own. They never like knew like having a routine and stuff like that, which I think it's so important now, like people before they get married, to figure out like how you deal with stress, like what's your wellness habit. Like for me, for example, after work, I need to go on a quick walk. Like I need to de-stress. I have to go working out, like for my sanity. Like it's so bad, but like I'll get the worst call in my life, and I'm like, time for a workout. But that's how I just let it out. But also therapy. My therapist, like, she was like, do video journaling, because I think sometimes journaling is like, damn.
I do video journaling, and sometimes I find videos on my phone of me like going, I can't believe this happened to me, and I have to delete it because I'm like, I give myself the ick.
Because if anybody goes through my video journals, it's actually so scary, the stuff I say.
But it's so good.
Let it out. You have to let it out, because I think holding it, like yesterday, Hafsa was doing a massage and stuff like that, and she was talking about like you can feel the tensity. You have to like you hold it in your shoulders and stuff like that. But you have to have a routine, something that works for you to let it out. Let it be working out. Let it be journaling. Let it be, you know, like.
Oh my God, stress really is. So I feel like I get the most stressed around the time of my period, like that luteal phase. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, and you just feel like physically like there's something off, and I feel like my mum sees it more than I do, and because I'm so snappy and annoying. And I'm like, oh God, it's that time.
Like booking every month during that time, or like having something fun, exciting coming up.
But then also another thing is like the things that you would rely on to be your stress relievers, you just can't be asked to do. And I just don't know. Sometimes you're in the mood to like relieve some stress. Sometimes you're not.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want a bed rot.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to be in your funk.
Yeah. But also like bed rotting, like you're resting, you know what I mean? Like I think the whole thing of rotting, like we don't always have to be productive. Like sometimes be on your bed all day and just vibe. Be on your phone, just vibe.
That's my favorite activity. I just want to be horizontal.
Yeah, like sometimes you need to just calm down, like, you know, process your emotions. Because sometimes I think we're in the go. We're not really processing stuff. That's my problem. I distract myself.
Like, same. We just put a podcast in and go for a walk.
Yeah. That's what you guys are at work, or you're my background noise. I'm like, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to think about this. I need something else to be on my mind.
Listen, what is life in America like? What's going on with Biden? Sleepy Biden. Guys, you have no options.
How are you feeling about the options for your presidential candidates?
Awoa is not doing well.
Awoa needs to retire.
I know. It's actually embarrassing.
Do you know if he is going to step down, or is he? No,
he's still continuing.
He's holding on.
Yeah. I heard that.
I'm not voting, so I'm just like,
I'm over it.
I'm like, do what you have to do. It's funny because I live in the capital, so like everyone there is stressed because like if
Biden Seattle's the capital.
No, I'm in DC, so I live in DC right now.
No.
And everyone there is like working for Biden, so if he loses, they're out of jobs and stuff like that. So everyone's just I'm just like,
girl, you're in your scandal era. I love that.
Yeah, leave hope. But it's nice. I don't know, America. It's hard because like I am patriotic. Like, I'm like, this is the best country ever.
Do you
really?
No, it's not. It's not. I think it's me being delusional. I think I'm being delusional.
I think
but there's some
Europe.
aspects where I'm like, oh, this is great. I think like
What's your pros?
Like the American dream, for example, like everyone can make it. There's anyone who can make it. Like that idea and like pushing yourself to actually.
So do they really push that in school?
Yeah.
Do you guys sing the national anthem in school?
I went to Ahlaam. What's the thing? I went to
one.
school. Yeah.
She's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
What was the American anthem again?
Oh,
say, can you see? That's what I said. You guys know. Look at our power. I mean, that's why.
No, but that's like most film and cinema and stuff is like American. You know, my mum like learned English watching the TV, and she has an American accent from watching films and stuff.
It's so true.
Yeah.
See? My kids learn accents from Paw Patrol, the American version.
Yeah, we're powerful that way. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
I think that, but also like I don't know. I think like we're also really innovative to some extent. Like we I don't know. I like being Somali American, alhamdulillah, because I think Somali people were like naturally confident and like we have inda like mix that with being American. I feel like you can change the world. But also I like how like as Americans like we're problem solvers. I think maybe like I'm not gonna say American. I think as a Somali American, I'm a problem solver. Like we don't just sit and complain all day. I think like naturally like, we're doers.
Yeah.
And like people like protest. Like they're always like trying to change something.
Yeah,
and,
I love that.
And I think I love that just being around that because it inspires you. Because also change does happen. Like I went to a predominantly black high school and our high school was not renovated. All the other schools were. They were trying to shut us down, but the community mobilized and like advocated and like maybe like almost closer to 10 years. Now they're renovating it. And I've been advocating since. It's just nice to see that school like come to like even though I'm not gonna attend it. Like shout out my kids can attend it, but it's nice that that school got that light. But yeah, like we have like a lot of like activism and stuff like that.
Again, like you got your people them have voices as well. They use it. They organize. They get stuff done.
Yeah, like Ilhan Umar, for example, like Allah Barak, like to have like a visibly black Muslim woman like calling shots and like you know it's inspiring to see, and I think for the future generation as well. You guys have like people like that as well here. I think
we have like a left.
We have left and right.
We have left leaning people. We have right leaning people. The left are trying to be like they work with like grassroots organizations to try and like make a difference in communities, but obviously there's a lot of pushback from the right. So
yeah, it's something.
I think Europe is a lot more right wing at the moment. Like look what's happening in France. Do you know what I mean?
But you
like,
know
they just changed.
I saw you know they so they're
left wing.
Yeah, the left wing government basically like. A government, the people basically mobilized and were able to like
in 1 week they literally swapped the vote from right wing to
like
left
overthrow
wing.
that.
But there's visibly this idea in Europe where like everyone's even like Amsterdam, even the Netherlands, Germany, like Italy, like everyone's becoming a bit more right wing. Yeah. And even in the UK they tried to do that recently, obviously the Labour government one. But I just feel like
there's like this a group of people and they're called they're like populist people, and they have these like horrible ideologies about immigration and stuff like that, and they all like come together and like, do you know what I mean? You get someone who like leads them and they just start spouting their shit. I also think they get a lot of money. I don't know where
Mad
from.
Money.
Because I don't know.
Like for
silent
America,
donors.
Like a lot of like anyone who has money is like essentially right, like you know, Republican.
Yeah, but I feel like they're being endorsed, but endorsed big.
Silently
because,
though.
Yeah, and people aren't saying like they're not really
talking.
Not talking, but they're not what's the word that I'm looking for? Like no one knows who's endorsing them, but it's I know it's probably rich like companies and stuff, and they have like these bots online that are like. Every time there's like let's say there's like a video of like Jeremy Corbyn, under every single comment is vote reform, vote reform, vote reform.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
You know they pay, allegedly, you know they pay these Chinese companies that have like warehouses of phones stuck on tripods that are like robots that are doing these comments. I swear to God, check on TikTok, it's madness.
So they pay
and a lot of these political parties pay them to do this.
That's crazy.
It's that thing that we spoke about last time. What was it called?
That like Oxford,
AstraZeneca.
No, it's not AstraZeneca.
That's the drug. What's
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Cambridge
Analytica.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Basically, so you know, like
She's
when
like,
there's like, oh god,
yeah.
So conspiracy coming out. So
as an American, we don't know anything about the other side of the world. We just go.
Oh. No, so basically, you know, when you log into your social media, you're naturally going to see things that resonate with you, right? Because of your algorithm, blah blah. But then when someone else logs in, they're seeing something completely different. So like, there's specific algorithms that push for you to see things so that, like, you know, you're inclined to vote for a political candidate and vice versa.
Allegedly, it happened in Trump.
Yeah, but actually
The
happened
worst
when
one. Well,
in the
Yeah, when Trump became president, it was actually so scary. Because also another thing is, like, when Trump became president, everyone thought it was going to be the worst thing ever.
Doomsday.
But also then, like, it was closer to, like, I don't know if you all had it. I think Islamophobia was at its peak, like, 2012 to, like, 2018. Like, I was always scared to be on trains. I thought they were going to, like, rip my hijab off and stuff like that. So when Trump came in, I thought it was going to be, like, 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad?
I lived in Seattle at the time. Seattle's, like, a liberal,
what was
democratic.
Trump's America like?
I don't know. That's another thing as well. Like, for me, for my mental health, I don't watch the news because I don't want to always, like, be in fear. Like, if I go, because, like, there was a time where I was so scared. Like, when Trump first became president, I would always watch the news. They would always report people getting attacked and, like, all these things and, like, divisiveness. Yeah. But I think, like, if I go in every time seeing someone who looks a specific way, if I think they're going to hate me, I'm going to, like, internalize that. But, like, I've been to across America. Like, I'm a black, visibly hijabi. Like, granted, some comments here and there, but, like, for the most part, people, like, don't say it. They're chill. They're really nice. They're respectful. Like, I was working in the South, North Carolina last year, and, like, going in, I was so scared. I even wanted to be removed from the projects. I thought it was not going to be safe for me to travel there. I never hold it. Every guy hold it. They carry everything for me.
Girl, that's Southern charm.
Yeah, they were so sweet. Like, they probably hate it. Like, Muslim, Islamic. But they're like, let me hold your bag.
Oh my God, that's so nice. That's so refreshing.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, I think, like, I don't internalize it. And also, I think Somali people, Ahlaam, like, we don't assimilate. Like, we're like, okay, this is who I am. And I think they respect that too. Like, this is who I am. I can't change it. This is who you are. Like, let's just live in peace and, like, keep it pushing. Yeah. I also don't talk politics with people. I think.
Valid.
Yeah, I don't really talk politics with people. I'm like, you know, I'll talk sports with them. Like, yo, what's like, I'll keep it, like, pushing. But I think that has done wonders for my mental health. Like, again, like, it's important for me to educate myself. I try, like, I subscribe to newsletters and stuff like that. And, like, but, like, I have horrible anxiety. And, like,
so you're like, you need to protect your peace.
Yeah, I like to protect my peace because if I'm constantly reading that black people are being attacked, Muslims are being attacked.
Yeah, I know, but also, do you know what it is? It's like people think that that's what's going to happen when they step out, but a lot of the stuff that's being pushed in the media is for the purpose of fear-mongering. Like, they want you to be in a state of
and they want people
anxiety,
to be
divided,
like
fighting each other,
stuff like that. Because I'm like, to be honest, both parties here and there, they're the same people with just a different flag.
They probably chill together at the local pub after they have their interviews online.
Because in America, when they, like, for example, when Biden, like, when Democrats like go in office, it's always like, let's be in the middle. Let's like, how can we like push them? I'm like, shut up, you're the same person. Like, with everything that went on in October, like, they're the same. So it's like, for my mental health, I'm like, I'm good.
It's not for me.
It's not for me.
But Joe is sleepy though, isn't he?
Well, I'm skinky, yeah.
Well,
you know what it is? I swear to God, my grandpa, Ahlaam, like, is in his 80s. Pussy eat out on the he can beat him. He can beat him.
No.
My grandpa's more sharp and, like, more alert. Our grandpa, like, more sharp and more alert. I said, bro,
it's the Tawheed.
Yeah, it's the Tawheed.
It's keeping your peace. He memorized retiring. Like,
he probably reads Quran.
Yeah, but also Awo was like in Africa vibing, retired.
Yeah,
like,
he's resting.
Like, you know what I mean?
At this
point,
he's got vitamin D.
Yeah, and he's not like the Somali guys who are popping out kids. He's resting. My grandpa, he's a good guy. Ahlaam,
like, I love that.
But I think that's. Issue. I don't know. He's so old. Minnesota got rid of, I think, Uber and Lyft recently.
Really?
Because they're not paying them enough, and they're like, get out. Because I'm telling you,
Somali uncles are coming back.
They're Somali, like, they stand their ground.
They got rid of Uber?
Yeah, and
in
Lyft.
America.
Yeah, I think.
Damn.
Something about, like, they were not paying them enough.
No way.
Oh my God.
I mean, so I think they do a lot of protesting here, but they didn't get rid of it.
Is the Somali community in Minnesota, like, really strong?
Yeah, Ahlaam, you know what, Minnesota, I think gets a bad rep. Like, subhanAllah, when I went there, I get so inspired. I go multiple times a year, but doctor office is fully Somali, dentist office is Somali.
What?
Like,
that is like a Somali utopia.
That's
exactly
my
that's Somali
grandparents, like,
utopia.
everything they go to is Somali. Like, my grandma will literally go to random, so she goes, electronics, I'm gonna go to a Somali person. Her dentist Somali, her doctor Somali, everything's Somali.
That's utopia.
Yeah, like, it's also, they're super successful, Ahlaam.
It's giving Wakanda.
Yeah, like,
Somali.
OBG, and, like, the midwives, all Somali, like,
that's
incredible.
Somali,
like, they're
so
so successful, and I think people give them
everyone's a homeowner.
Yeah, homeowners, successful real estate agents, like 2 successful Somali guys. Like,
I can't even imagine that. When I was at school, I didn't see no Somali teachers. They came after me.
Yeah.
I didn't see no Somali doctors.
Principals. Girl, we're talking about fully, like, charter schools fully ran by Somali people. Like,
what the hell?
I'm telling you, Somali, like, when people hate on Minnesota, I'm like, you've never been. Like, if you go there, you get really inspired, and you're like, wow, these people are doing Ahlaam really well.
I'm sorry, Minnesota, for all that.
Yeah, and they've been in the country for like 30 years. Like,
I feel like in the last podcast, we had a bit of Minnesota slander.
We did.
It's
yeah,
easy
but we take
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know what? We can't judge a book.
They don't have. Can I say something?
We can't judge a book by its cover.
It's like these little kids whose parents should take their phones from them. Like, that's the problem.
They jump people's parents in their homes. That scared me.
That's a lot.
But you know what? Now that I heard dentist and doctor and the midwives are Somali and the principals,
like all businesses.
We might take a little trip there.
We might take a little trip
you're in Westfield, there's a Somali girl who owns like a whole shop in our Mall of America.
See, these are the people we want to network with.
This is what we want to know.
Ottawa Fashion, biggest Mall of America. There's a Somali girl who owns a nice abaya shop that's affordable too.
Girl.
Oh my God, we need to go to Minnesota.
Live show in Minnesota. We're coming, guys.
Do you know what? My little cousins went to Minnesota last year, and they afterwards, when they came back, they were like, "We want to move there," and I just didn't understand why.
Yeah, they went to Seattle as well, and they said
I didn't get it. I was like, "What do you mean you want to move to Minnesota? You live, you have a home here in London. You have a life. You have school. You have this. You have that." They're like, "Nope, we want to go to Minnesota."
Minnesota is so lit, especially if you're young Somali. It's just so fun.
Yeah, that must be lit.
Yeah, have to be liver, and there's a lot of like people who speak Somali. Like, they're just so fun. Every time I go there, I'm proud to be Somali.
We're going.
And there's no divide. Like, everyone's united there. It's just beautiful. Like, I love it.
Yo, you just sold the dream to us.
Yeah, you really have the American Minnesota dream.
Ahlaam, we're coming. Please be there.
I will.
Support it.
If you go there Labor Day weekend, I will be there. End of August, September, since I was 18, I've been going there. It's my holiday. Right?
Let's go.
I'm telling you right now.
Next year,
come.
Labor weekend, we're coming.
Yeah, there's a state fair, and it's like the most American thing ever. It was like a huge fair, like amusement park, like fried food.
This is like, giving like, you know, those shows where they've got those cute, quintessential American towns and everyone knows each other. That's what it's giving about state fair.
We're going to the carnival.
Yeah, it's like that. But it's all Somalis going there. You see a bunch of Somalis. That's one thing in Minnesota. You go, you're like, what is going on? Like, it's creepy. You're in the stoplight, Somali.
No
you're
way.
You're going somewhere, Somali. And like, to them, it's so normal. So they mug you. I knew at first one, I was like, Salam alaikum.
I know. I'd be so happy. That's
amazing. Like,
I'm like, what's going on?
So what sort of jobs do the aunties do in Minnesota?
So like a lot of them own like
they own
home care, daycare centers, like caregivers.
They all have maids apparently.
I don't know about that.
Someone said to me they all have maids. So I don't know if it was ones in Seattle.
Actually, yes.
Why not soft life?
You know what they do? Like, let's say you have guests coming over, you just hire like a $120 person to fully like deep clean your home.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So they're like home care, daycare,
home cares, daycare centers. Like they own like a lot of like Somali malls, gold shops. Like we have like big Somali malls.
Big Somali malls.
Like Carmen Mall has like multiple floors.
Have you ever been to all the time on TikTok?
Have you ever been to South Hall Mall?
No, I haven't.
I think that's what she means.
Yeah.
But ours is so B-Tech compared to Carmel.
How do they like?
Ours is tragic.
Ours is like containers.
It's diabolical.
Oh yeah. They're all the hubs sell the same thing too, but
you know how all Somali shops aesthetically look the same.
Yeah.
Like, where does that come from?
Okay, is the customer service the same? How about you come in? How about I'm looking for this? How about kafiri?
No, I'm not gonna lie. The ones who
they say they
go feed it, and then you look. How about
No, they go and fight. Because they have like their on the walls, and then you'll choose the one that you want, and she'll bring it down for you with her little stick.
No, the other day she was working for me. The one that I bought at Eid.
No, when you show them a color of a hijab, let's say it's purple, and then she just brings out green. What?
Yeah, that's actually true.
That's the same.
I see. Growing up, I'd be pissed because my mom would be like, starts agreeing.
And they're like, how about green?
كان دوني كبلوغ مرة بو. ما هو green.
لما نسكو قاضي $20.
My issue is I don't know numbers in Somali, so when they say it in Somali, I go English.
$20.
When I go to Hawalid, I get eaten alive.
No way.
Count somebody, he screams it in Somali, and I'm like.
Yeah, I wouldn't know money like that.
English he goes, and he starts trying to teach me, and I'm like,
sorry, no speak Somali.
No speak Somali.
You're
actually our first American guest, you know.
You actually are. Oh my
Everyone
god.
we have is Canadian.
I'm so honored.
That's actually true.
That's so true.
I'm so honored.
And now we made a plan to go to Minnesota.
No, after this, I'm gonna literally force you guys to come. You'll be so like, there's so much to do. There's events you guys can be part of. Like, I already know what I'm gonna do. Like, look at my team. Like, how come I'm so
How are we gonna call you? We're gonna be like, where did you touch down in Minnesota?
Labor Day. What did you say? Labor Day
weekend. If you ever want to go to Minnesota, like, and anyone wants to do an American trip, like, definitely.
Do Canadians come to Minnesota for Labor Day weekend?
Probably. So they have a conference called Snappy, like Somali I don't know what it stands for. Somali North America Professional. It's a huge conference.
Ooh,
Everyone comes out for that.
So
As the years, so everyone comes out for that. But that weekend, there's so much other events. There's like a fat like cookout. There's like different like
cookout.
Yeah, there's like my friend Hoodie has a cookout.
London
People have
is
like
so
different
shit.
events.
You guys
and
are so
stuff like
in
that.
What did I say?
They have even like this girl had like Somali creative link up in New York. People travel. All Somalis go to New York, and they went to LA a few. Like they do, but she's Canadian, but she did it in America. It's nice. Like people there like do stuff, and we're trying to do more. That we always feel like it's not enough.
Can you invite us?
No, you guys need to bring that organization to London. Bring it to
invite us
London.
because أنا we're still stuck.
Yeah,
in
everyone at the
mindset.
walk yesterday was like thanking me, and I was like, oh, you're
We've
just
got
so
coherency
sweet.
We
mindset.
all have coherent mindset. We're only now just coming out of our circles. We only now have podcasts and YouTube.
But I feel like you guys are killing the.
We're in the gutter.
In the entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, like you.
Somalis in London are so funny.
Yeah, you know what? I can't even hate on Somalis in London. They're like I think they're.
in the UK, like they're
I want to say they're
hilarious.
creme de la creme.
Like if I could do top 5 Somalis,
I would put UK number
diaspora.
1.
Okay, let's. Ruta اسكو شاقنا.
Let's go share. UK were top 3.
I have
would
to
say
say number 1.
Okay.
UK.
I'm gonna say number 1 is Australia for me.
Yes, I agree.
They're so nice, Colton.
What
I'm
that's
not
Urush
talking about
man.
this- and
I'm
they're
not
so
so
beautiful.
I'm not talking about
Also
niceness though.
beautiful.
I'm talking based on
No, I'm
banter
talking about
alone.
top 5.
No, like
banter
everything.
alone is UK.
Okay, if we want to do a holistic thing where it's like we're looking at banter, like kindness, we're looking at this.
Holistically,
Yeah.
Okay, let me give Australia ودد دقن مو بلا مقلوب.
They don't do madness in
So
Australia.
that's why I would put them 5th.
No, but they're beautiful and they all just look.
all look good.
We Nurian.
Because قرح بيك وتران 24/7.
Really, I never seen an ugly Somali. First, I never seen an ugly Somali. I think we're the most beautiful people in the world.
valid.
But Australians, wow, I said that could be me.
And they're so chilled. Second,
You would actually, you're really saying Australia's number 1.
I'm not saying they're number 1 for funniness. You're saying
Let's
funniness.
say top 5 in general. Let's not even put them in ranks.
Okay, so
Australia's
top 5 in general. I'm saying
Okay, wait, Australia today. Okay, now what's the next one?
For me, I'm saying UK.
Okay.
Because we've got vibes and they're attractive. And the regional aspect as well.
ويقص البدنيين.
Okay? I'm going to say number 3 for me is going to be, it's between Canada and America, but I'm going to say... I'm going to say Americans.
Yay!
And then I'm going to say
she's saying that for your
Canadians.
benefit.
And then I'm going to say Canadians, and then I'm going to say European Somalis. Because
Okay.
to me...
Yeah.
Yeah.
European Somalis have
they're
to be
a bit
last.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
So I would say I wouldn't put Australia number 1. I would put the UK number 1. Obviously, I have to hold it down for my people. Do you know what I mean?
Pew, pew,
pew, pew, pew, pew, pew. Then I would probably say, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been around American Somali, so I can't. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest.
I mean, the only kind of example I have is what I see online.
I don't think that's not. I don't think
That's not a good
I'm
example
sorry,
though.
the picture she's sold us right now.
And the only place in
Bad,
America
eh?
that I've been to is New York. I don't
Me
even know
too.
Somalis
I'm
in New York.
either.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, they're all expats. Like they come, like they move over there. Like they're.
Oh, they're on holiday there.
Yeah, they're on holiday. I
Right?
don't see no.
But do you know what?
Origin.
When I get like first-hand experience, ethnographic research of the Somali
Look in
community
Minnesota.
Markantala in Minnesota,
Yeah.
I will probably put them number 2. Like, you really man taking a cut.
yeah.
You know,
Okay, so what are you doing now
gonna
then?
So I'm gonna put Canadians number 2 because Canada had a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
it's
my
so
God,
weird.
I
Canada
had
has a
such
big
a
rep
good
here.
time.
Canada has a big rep. I'm
I
disgusted.
had such a
I had
good
a good time in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice.
Toronto was lit.
Toronto's not safe.
Valid.
It's not.
Valid.
Yeah, it's not.
Valid.
But also
But they're
the
so
fear.
fun.
The people there are really nice.
Yeah, the fear mixed with the adrenaline. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
have
good
it
time.
for a holiday. It's okay.
Oh my God, for a holiday.
It's beautiful. Okay.
Vibe.
Okay,
But we haven't experienced what you...
Minnesota.
I haven't experienced what you said yet.
Yeah.
When
But
you told
when you
me
come to
mountains-
America, I'm telling you, best.
But based on what you said about Minnesota alone,
I'm
I
there.
like the hiso that I have
Bro,
for
also, if
it.
you like Somali music, if you like Somali music,
I love Somali
bananas
music.
everywhere. You're at a random place.
It's
Hold on,
Scala-
Rahman
it's-
singing.
it's
What?
Scalachi
Ilka
in the
Asa?
building.
Oh my God, Escalachi Minnesota دقيقة.
Yes.
Wow.
Bro, Ilka Asa is
Rahma
performing.
Rose.
I'm
telling you, based on
Sirat.
based on what you're saying alone, number 3.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
But there's a likelihood that will go to number 2,
two.
based on me and you going to Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
I'm taking that.
We're taking that.
Yes.
Hey, number 4. I don't know Australians. I'm not gonna
On
lie.
TikTok, they're lit, man.
Or like Europeans,
beautiful.
well, I have to put them number 4, and number 5. That's a blank spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, okay, can I be honest? I used to always hate on UK Muslims in general because I think we were scared of you guys. You guys are scary.
Yeah, we're very serious.
Very serious. And Somalis,
Very haq.
yeah, we just put the Somalis there too. But when I went to Savannah last night, it looked so nice. The people there were just,
Shout
it was just
out
so
to
beautiful.
Savannah.
Savannah.
Number 1 is America for me. I think America number 1.
Bias,
Of course.
but
Bias.
Yeah, I get you.
Number 2, that's hard. I'd say number 2, UK based on the people and the vibes so far of this trip. But also, if I'm being honest, like, Ahlaam Barak, you guys, like, give us a good rep online. Like, Chunks, but are these people, like, Diary Room, you all, like, Ahlaam Barak, you give us a good rep online, which I'm really grateful for. So I'll say number 2. And Ahlaam Barak, I don't think you guys are as, whatever, like, the other scene is. You guys are not like that. Like, the Somali people are not
I know
like
what you're
that.
talking about. So basically, you're saying...
Speaker's Corner Mitihin.
Basically,
I'm not down.
No, so basically, there's 2 types. I don't want to say 2 types. That's so mean. But like,
yes, there is though.
But there is.
We've got to be honest here. We've got to be fair.
There's 2 types. There's basically
It's the TikTok live.
there's basically the hard people,
Ha.
which is a bit of this and a bit of that. Do you get it? And then there's the other group of people, which is just a bit of this.
A bit of madness.
Yeah.
Well, this and there's this and that.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I think, alhamdulillah, I was able to finally meet this and that people.
This and that.
Okay.
This and that. Bas تسكن حكرس.
بس يسكن
Yeah.
أنا قاعد
Yes.
So okay, like you guys are number 3. Okay, number 1 America, number 2 Australia, and you guys are like to be honest, I've never been to Australia, so I'll put you guys number 2.
Thank you.
Number 3, I'd say Australia. If I was doing on looks, it'd be number 1, but I'll put Australia number 3.
Ooh.
And then number 4.
I want to go Australia now.
Yeah, I'll say
They're hot, man.
Wallahi.
And they live good lives.
Australia, yeah, شو قرتها.
Yeah, they also all have they're fashion designers.
No way.
Wallahi. And you know
Yes.
there's so many brands in Australia that are actually so nice.
It's beautiful. They're aesthetically pleasing, bro. Like, they look better than all of us.
They have good lives. They have the
Number
beach every day.
4, I would say Canada, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm like the biggest Canadian Somali hater. But the girls are really sweet. I don't know. I just had a bad experience. But like,
Did you go to a bad neighborhood?
No, like,
You know, fam.
I'll say it all fine.
Your fam.
Yeah, I don't like their accent either. I hate their accent.
I hate that accent too.
I hate it. Actually,
But I had a good
What's
time
that
there.
one girl's, you know, if you take your mom out the hood.
Yeah. I hear that. I go, ugh.
If you don't take your mom out the hood, something like that, was it?
Oh, God.
No, but I also feel I get really scared. I get that's how people think of America, but I always feel like if I go to Toronto, I'm gonna die. Like, it just
Really? Is
yeah.
it?
'Cause I feel like the gun violence
Let's
is
think
really
about.
bad.
Let's talk about hood then. Do you feel like Toronto's hood? I don't.
Yeah, because like, my friends and people I speak to, like, I remember one of my friends was saying like he couldn't go on a run out there because like fear of getting shot.
Yeah, they can't go to different areas.
Yeah, that's scary. So I was like, that's scary.
it's not like that in America.
You have parts of it, but like I can run anywhere.
Is there like gangs in?
It's just pew pew culture, isn't it?
I don't
We
know
can't
how to say
relate
that.
because obviously
I don't know pew pew culture.
Yeah.
Pew pew culture, I'm very scared of that.
Yeah, very scary. But in America, it can happen anywhere, I guess.
That's
so.
true. Even pew pew way tala.
Oh my god! So like, how? Tell me about school shootings and things like that. Does
Bro,
that
it's actually
normalize for you
scary.
guys?
Yeah, like it's a weird thing. Like, I remember like 2 years ago, I was me and my friends. My friend was moving, so we're at a goodbye dinner, and then I don't know if you all do this, but the restaurant closes, and we just stand outside and we talk for like an hour. We're just all vibing, walking around. Like, it's weird.
My wallahi, we
don't
don't
do
do
that.
that. Okay, let's go next spot.
Yeah, but don't do that for this reason. But we're all vibing. Her little sister doing TikToks. We're just watching out. We're all just talking. Da da da. And then we hear a big loud boom, and everyone just pauses. And then we seen a guy throwing trash. They're like, oh, so annoying. Look at us being scared. Da da da.
Yeah.
We went back to conversation, and then 5 minutes later, we hear like loud boom, boom, boom. So everyone just starts running. Like, it was clear gunshots. And then and then as we're running, we realize it's a car, and the car's coming closer to us, and we just all booked it. Alhamdulillah.
Drive by.
Yeah, and alhamdulillah, we hid in a bush, and like we just got even the security guard was like, I thought you guys died, because he was like, you guys the car turned, and I didn't hear anything from you guys, and just kept hearing him.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom. And then when the cops came, like, we called 911, and like, we were so scared. We were even scared to leave our area because the car was on the other side, so I was scared he was gonna see us. But I remember that experience. I was like, the cop was like, I'm so sorry, like, this happens all the time. Like, he was like, I was like, are we being targeted? He was like, no, some people just shoot for fun.
Oh, like at the sky.
At the sky. He's like, it could be that. Like, sometimes they might have like think you're like, there's a lot of scenarios, but like, it can happen anywhere. But it's sad.
Yeah.
Situation like that. I think like it's been super normalized.
Yeah.
And that like people don't even flinch at it. Like, subhanAllah, when a school shooting happens and it's like international news and stuff like that, like, we become so desensitized to it. It's kinda like,
Is it because you know that there's not going to be any massive changes to gun
yeah, I
laws?
think that's the sad part about it. Like, it happens all the time. It's not just like, even like people, like, a lot of in the Somali community in Seattle, for example, we're dealing with a lot of like gang violence and like gun violence. A lot of young 18. Every week I feel like there's a janaza for a small boy who was like killed because of, so it's like sad. It's kind of like, I think like in a few years it's gonna impact like, every Somali Hoya, and a lot of Somali Hoyas I know have lost a kid to gun violence, which is so depressing. Yeah, well, it's really sad, and like it's so normalized that every hubbo like comes to the taxi and like she's like helping the other hubbo get through it and stuff. It's really sad, and like it's one of those things where you think about like these kids are losing their lives so young,
and they're probably bonding through grief and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like really, well, it's depressing, and like they live in an area that's they're always gonna have access to guns. You know what I mean? But it's. I was already telling them the first time I shot a gun was with my coworkers. Like after work for a bonding team activity, we went to a gun range.
Oh.
And my coworkers, a lot of them were in the military, so they brought their own guns. They came with their AK-47s. One of my coworkers was traveling from Florida. He literally was like, "Ahlaam, I'm gonna bring you my gun. I want you to like go shooting with me." And I was like, "It's okay. You don't have to travel with the gun for me. Like it's okay." It's okay.
It's okay, please.
Because he wanted to go.
Please
Me and him went to a random park, and I just started shooting. Like that's what he said.
A random park.
Yeah.
You know when I see a real life gun, like
I would be scared.
I panic.
Yeah.
I don't think.
You probably see it and are just thinking, oh no.
You know when I come here and I see your cops without guns, like especially in the Netherlands, I laugh. I'm like, bro, it's me and you running. I'm beating you. Like what? Like no gun. There's no fear. I mean,
they tase you. That's all they do.
Oh, like it's just. I'm like, there's no.
It's a little bit of electricity. That's all.
Yeah, but in America, when a cop is behind me, I'm like so scared. I'm like,
really?
It's just scary. It's like I don't know. It's
when you hear that,
oh, I get so scared. I'm like, please, officer.
Oh,
please, officer. That's the bad downside of America.
Guys, I don't know this life. You've changed me again.
Honestly, the whole gun thing is always going to be like...
It puts me sensitive, wallahi, it is.
Labor Day weekend, what's going to happen?
But alhamdulillah, like, I don't know, like, I always feel safe and, like, safe. I think, again, we grew up with it and we're used to it.
You're a disenfranchised American.
Yeah, we're just like...
You're like, guns is just second nature.
Yeah, like, it's...
What's the bad thing that we have in the UK?
Stabbing?
Yeah, stabbing.
No, but, like, not...
No,
but it just feels us though.
I feel like it's unsafe here. You're telling me I can't walk around with my iPhone?
Yeah, we've got phone snatchers.
Guys, I really want to know. The UK is not safe. I've been holding my phone.
It's London. It's London.
We've got phone snatchers and like knife crime.
It is so gacho. Like,
but knife crime, I feel like it's really bad, but I don't feel like it's as scary as like shootings, like mass shootings that you guys have.
Not the mass shooting. You know, I always say I'd rather be shot than stabbed. I just feel like stabbing is such a sad way to go out.
It's a savage way to go out.
Yeah, but also it's painful.
It's like you die slow.
Yeah. Take me out. Take me out.
She's like, I just want one to the head.
We're gonna have to put a trigger warning in this episode.
But like, well, I said, I think like, but every country has like, I think their perks. I think sometimes when the diaspora has their wars and stuff like that, everyone has their perks, everyone has their cons.
That's true.
If you were to ask any Somali American about the UK, like, bro, they would eat you guys alive. Like, even the simple things with your water, like the way your houses are structured, like.
Oh, they must hate our homes. Yeah. You guys have these like massive homes with like these front porches, these elaborate garages, mahogany basements.
Yeah. They get upset in the kitchen. We've got a washing machine and dishwasher. They get so upset by that.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Why am I bringing my clothes to the kitchen?
Because we don't have space.
I understand that.
We don't have space, sister. Please, Guru, it's not big.
Guru council.
It's council house.
It's so shocking. You know what's another thing that was shocking? The water, like it's
hot and cold. Yes,
it's not.
Well, you guys have mixed.
It's just you mix it.
So how do you separate the hot from the cold?
No, don't embarrass us. No, the new houses have the mix.
Yeah, you mix
it.
You
change the temperature. You've got like a little button that.
No, like the thing is like, okay, so let's say I just do cold. It's cold, but then when I put the hot, it mixes and it becomes hot.
Oh yeah, ours doesn't mix.
Yeah,
that's really weird, you know.
In the bathrooms, they do.
No, it doesn't. The hot's at the front and the cold's at the back. So then you're like this.
Yeah. Wait,
oh my god, that's so true. In my bathroom, the hot is on this side. Yeah,
that's.
So you have to go like this.
Yeah, see?
It's weird. So what, yours comes out like together?
Yeah, we have ACs in our house.
Why is she humbling us like this?
No, I'm telling you.
Shut up.
American dream.
She's like, come to Raho.
Why am I living in a third world country, bro? Babe, last time I was here, it was a your guys' heat wave, and I remember a few of my girlfriends were also coming in town, and one of my friends was stuck at the airport, like they shut it down because of heat wave. There was no AC. She was like, bro, I'm about to cut someone out. Why am I boiling inside? Like our inside is always
no AC, babe.
Yeah, I was already talking to my Wawa, and I was like, oh, I'm at a cafe. Imagine they don't have an AC. He said they're a third world country in Greece.
Well, that's true. You know what happens when it snows? Everything shuts down.
The
trains shut down. The schools shut down.
Everything shuts down.
Just a little bit of snow, not even a lot.
That's Seattle, because Seattle's not used to snow, and we're hilly too.
Well,
everyone has their like, downfalls.
It's okay, I accept.
So your dad said we're a third world country.
My grandma was like, "What is third world country?"
Everyone says that.
It is though. I'm not gonna lie. Some places when I come, like, big this out though. East London Mosque was so nice. I actually got emotional.
No,
That's one thing that makes me actually cry here. You guys have the biggest, most beautiful Muslim community.
No,
Yeah.
it's not like that in America.
No, because I was at East London Masjid for Jum'ah, and I literally was looking around. I've never been to a Jum'ah that big. Like, it was like, it felt like Eid prayer.
Oh.
And I was like, and like, I feel like Ahlaam, like, obviously you guys went through Islamophobia like us, because are unapologetic. Everyone's wearing their niqabs. Like, everyone was just like proud to be Muslim. And I literally got emotional, and the girl next to me was like,
Yeah, we're used to that.
yeah, she said, huh?
But, so like growing up, like what's Mal'amad like for you guys? Like mosque, Quran studies, Duxi.
So I went to Islamic school. So like we had
nice.
Islamic school, and I'm so grateful I went to Islamic school, because I feel like alhamdulillah, like I didn't really have to deal with Islamophobia, and it helped my confidence. Like I went to a majority Muslim school, Somali
Was that in
school.
Seattle?
In Seattle, yeah.
Nice.
Hope Academy. It was a Somali owned, so like it was a bunch of Somalis. I think we had a few Ajnabi.
Well, I want to hear Somali owned. Wow,
Yeah.
I get so happy when I hear Somali owned.
Like Somali owned are like the principal Ma'ad Ghadir, amazing. Like he like was an amazing, but he was so like gentle as well. It wasn't like this aggressive, because he was a teacher, a principal, so he knew how to deal with kids. We never got hit. It was so nice, and like we had cute teachers. We had so much. We had like Islamic was so nice. During Hajj, they would do like a Hajj day for us. We all like dressed like the white stuff and go to Hajj. Yeah, and like alhamdulillah, like I grew up like a proud Muslim. Like I would say, like one thing is like I'm always like a proud Muslim, so that was nice. When I started going to Duxi, that was a culture shock, because at Islamic school, like you just pass your Asha, it's fun, go lucky. Your teacher like educates you, like there's no hitting, and then Duxi was like traumatic. Like I was like, what is this?
Did you get beat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you went through what we did.
Yeah, it was horrible. I hated it.
But it's nice that you had that like fundamental learning.
Yeah, like I think Islamic school, what it does, aqidah, like quite style, like it teaches you like exactly like Islam, but also character wise. Like I think Islamic school told me like you can be a practicing Muslim, pray, wear the hijab, but you can be a nasty person, and that's not being a good Muslim.
Yeah.
Because I think when I look at UK Muslims online, I'm like, would the Prophet do that? Like realistically speaking, like being that harsh and like yelling at people, I don't know. Like I don't think it's a sunnah. Like when I go through the seerah, like subhanAllah, like it makes me emotional, because I'm like the way the Prophet ﷺ was to like his wives, his daughters, he was so gentle and empathetic, and like they're the best of people, like all the Sahabas and stuff like that. And like I think sometimes it's important to educate your own, and like so that's something out through online. Like I do a lot whenever I post a lot of like period content or like a lot of content. Like I realize a lot of Muslim sisters were not taught about like their periods, but also like proper like washing, like a lot of things about Islamically. So I always tell people like it's important to educate yourself and get your own education, and not like what you see online, because I think our deen is so beautiful, and like it has like changed our lives. Yeah, but Mal'amad, it was a similar, whereas like the beating and stuff like that, and like people go there until like they're in high school.
What's your Tarawih like culture like?
Oh, Tarawih. Okay, Seattle does Ramadan amazing.
She's like she lit up. Did you see?
Let me tell you something. One thing about me during Ramadan, I'm gonna act like I'm a Khaliji. I don't care. But in Seattle, like the Tarawih, we do 8 rakats. You guys do 8 rakats?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, like a lot of Pakistanis, Arab do 23.
Yeah, something like that.
Here's what Somalis used to do. They would go to the masjid, and once his 8 we buy, but they will sit outside talking.
Yeah,
that's kind of
way.
masakin that they're trying to get their 2021 in.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, people used to stay behind to get their 2020.
Yeah, some people do. Yeah,
Yeah, we do our 8, and we're
everyone bounces off to 8.
yeah,
I'll be
but
honest.
Allahum barak, all the masjids in America, the Somali people lead. Like they're the qaris. That's one thing. Somali men, hala aya.
Yeah, they do.
They have a good voice, very good voice.
Very valid, that one.
Yeah.
Memorization unlocked.
Allahum barak, they're really good. But they shine bright. It's very good.
Noor ala noor.
No Somali men slander during Ramadan, but yeah, they lead all the salahs and stuff like
That's
that.
so nice.
Yeah, and then like we have like qiyam night, so like masjids host like okay, I want to defend suhoor night, suhoor fest. I remember online you guys were dragging us. It's kinamukta. Bro, when UK Muslims find out like when UK Muslims
mismatch festival.
When UK Muslims find out specific American Muslim traditions, I get so scared, because I'm like, oh my god, they're about to make that video they're about to come for us. Am I gonna be in the clip? I'm so
God.
Right at a suhoor fest.
Wallahi, people think we're the Karens of the world.
Were you frontlining suhoor fest?
suhoor fest.
No, ma joogta suhoor fest.
Tour baa ku sii magaalayaasha waa u aada ku dhahay in Virginia waa aaday mid in Seattle mid baa aaday.
Hello, you went on tour.
It's so funny. I was crying. They were like, suhoor fest is like 27 bodies. I said, crazy. I'm doing double digits at this rate. Like, what? But like, what we do is we call something called qiyam night. So like, during the last 10 nights or a little bit before the masjid after Tarawih host the qiyam night, so you're at the masjid the whole night, like muhadaras, time for Quran, time for dhikr, like beautiful reminders, and then like you eat suhoor with the sisters, and then like we pray fajr together, like the whole night you're at the masjid. It's really nice. It's super sweet, and like people are able to like feel welcome, and like you know, it's really nice, which I like. So suhoor fest is essentially that, but like they like have a bunch of halal vendors. in America, we don't really have halal food like that. So for all these halal vendors to come out and come together is so nice because people don't really, they're far out. We don't really have that. Yeah. The issue was, yes, people were being free mixing and all that stuff. I'm not promoting that. It's like these little teenagers. Let me tell you our pain points as American Muslims. The ages 14 to 18 should not be let outside. They're so embarrassing. Like, no decorum. At Hurfest in Seattle, I was a volunteer.
What were they doing?
I feel like a habari. I was like, get in line or go inside the masjid. Like, they're just walking. It was firuna. And I'm like, that makes you guys stay. Like, get our number. Like, you guys are boring. They're like hurufing each other. And like, they're like making TikToks and stuff like that. I'm like, this is why people don't make fun of us.
It's always the young people.
They ruin it for everyone. They're just staring at each other.
It was family friendly. Couples were coming with their kids. They're getting their little burgers. And massage ki gara. I'm listening to the
I'm dying.
No, that's an epidemic. Islah hadla or lower your gaze. What is the
they're
point?
Just staring at each other.
They're staring, they're hoodooing each other. And I'm like, it's annoying. Like,
just talk to each other quickly.
And then what pissed me off is like we're helping people take down, and they're just standing there and not helping. And I was like, when you see a girl like picking,
Gen Z don't care though.
They're so mean, yeah. But the Hurfest is nice. I think we like American Muslims. We have wholesome stuff. I think for us, like we don't have a big Muslim community. Like, you guys are everywhere. Like when I come here, I'm like, wow. I don't see a hijabi every day. Sometimes, like, there's not there's places where there's not a lot of Muslims. Like in Seattle, there's not that a lot of Muslims. Where I live right now, the DMV, Ahlaam, there's a lot of Muslims. But even there, I can go a long time without seeing a lot of Muslims. So like we do a lot of events to come together and people to feel that. And also like subhanAllah, there's people who there's places like a lot of Islamophobia and stuff like that, and people feel like kind of scared about their faith. So I think something like Suhoor Fest, you become like happy, like oh my god, like it's a festival.
You know, I just feel like UK Muslims need to have a bit of naharis for US Muslims.
Well, I think it's because we're jealous.
No, let me explain.
Deep down,
you're
we're jealous.
deficient. You don't get any sun. You're depressed. You're pissed. You're moody. That's why you go online. You see.
I don't need to sit here and
I'd say this abuse.
No, that's what it is. And I think inshallah, once we work on the vitamin D, you guys will be happy, and you'll host a Suhoor Fest too.
Babe, what vibe? Look outside.
It's July.
It's July and it's raining. I'm wearing a cardigan in July.
That's exactly why. Now
this
I get
why we're jealous. This is what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
may Allah take our evil eye from you.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean. Like Texas, mashallah, beautiful community. Like
and the houses in Texas.
Secretly, we want to be you guys.
We want to be you guys.
We don't have to take the first step.
We'll take that out. We'll admit it. We want to be you guys.
Thank you so
much. Okay.
It's okay. And you will.
Like, humble yourself before you leave. I'm joking.
No, but you guys, mashallah, like I think one thing I'll give you guys is you're unapologetic. You don't sugarcoat the deen. That's one thing I'll give British Muslims, mashallah. And I pray we become like you one day. Until then, Suhoor Fest because
don't worry. It's
airdrop the phone number.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. We want to thank Ahlaam for visiting us.
We loved having you, Ahlaam.
We loved having you, and we're gonna go see her, inshallah, when we conquer America.
Yes. But yeah, we'll come in for probably not this year's Labor Day because obviously we have to plan.
End of August, early September.
Well, so I think next year, inshallah.
Yeah.
You know, if any organisation wants us to do a live show, please holla.
But also, if you come back in that time, please.
Yes, of course.
Let's go have brunch.
We will show you through London.
Yes, why do I not?
Reality. Anyway, guys, we just want to say thank you so much for all of you guys that listen to us. We really appreciate it. Make sure that you do subscribe and you download the episodes and you also leave us some lovely reviews. And make sure you catch Ahlaam. I'm going to put all her details on the YouTube underneath so you guys can follow her and support the team.
We might have to use Google Translate for all the Somali references. We do apologise. We couldn't keep up.
Sorry,
you know when we get gassed.
It's Spanglish. Smalglish.
Smalglish. Anyway, peace.